Culinary arts.
Why do you champion social emotional learning?
I believe, honestly, this is my first year here, and with SEL being the focus point, I kind of, before I knew it, I kind of geared my curriculum around social emotional learning without even knowing what it was. I did some demographic background checks before I got here, just based on what the students, who the students are, what they need, and kind of built my curriculum based on that. So I do global cuisine learning instead of just teaching traditional basics for culinary arts. So I took other people's backgrounds and merged it into my curriculum so that other people can learn other people's backgrounds and where they come from.
So just to expound upon that, because that definitely sounds like definitely social awareness and so much more. Can you just explain more about what does social emotional learning look like in your classroom?
Yeah, so each week we do a different country. I start off with America just because this is where we live here, but then I dive in deeper to what other cultures are there. We have Puerto Ricans, we have Jamaicans, we have Indians, we have Africans. So each week we do a different culture. I try to keep it uniform throughout the quarter, but sometimes we get off track just based on what they want to see. One quarter I had Peruvian students, so I switched up. Instead of Mexican, I did Peruvian. So I make sure that each kid feels valued academically and personally in the classroom, and I just kind of gear my recipes and curriculums towards them and kind of touch on with their families to see if there's something that I'm missing about their culture that I don't know about.
How have you seen, with the focus on social emotional learning, improve academics?
Ooh, so I will say in my class, I've definitely seen it improve academics. I think that what people don't understand or don't look at when they look at culinary, they just say, oh, they cook, but you do have to use your basic core values, your math, your science, your reading, and your language arts, and just understanding a recipe, understanding where things are coming from, why you're using certain ingredients, why a certain part of the country would do it this way and a certain part of the country would do something else that way. So I think understanding your core academic values and understanding what you're learning upstairs actually is going to better you downstairs in my room. I think that I kind of correlated that, and so being able to help the students understand that you need more than just culinary. You need to know the basics. So.
What relationship building practices have you used to adopt? Have you adopted or used to foster community in your classroom? Community in your classroom.
So the relationships that I've adapted, I would say they're it's more personable. I guess that's my personality. I'm more personable with the students. So creating the culture in my class was very easy. I thought it was going to be hard being a first year teacher, but creating the relationships in my class and the community in my class was super easy just because of me being personable and me understanding that I have to meet the students where they are. I think that kind of gauged the relationships.
What SEL skill are you developing?
Um, Self-awareness. I would say self-awareness. I learn something new about myself every day. I will be honest, coming in here, I came from corporate, had very little patience for stuff that kids do. So being able to adapt to not just Windsor or just not just my classroom, I should say, but Windsor as a whole, and understand that I do need to develop patience, and I do need to develop deflecting on myself. I think that that's one skill that I am working on. But yeah.